Hello everyone, welcome to DC Minds. In this video, we are going to learn about Python decision making statements. So these are if statement, if else statement, and nested if statements. So we require decision making statement, that is conditional statements be- based on some requirement, like if you want to perform some operation based on some condition, like suppose there is a two numbers a and b, and you want to check which one is greater. So in that case you can have a condition like a is greater than b, and then based on that condition you can say a is greater and b is greater. So to perform that operation you can use if statement and else if else statements for checking the condition and performing the corresponding operation. Okay, or suppose if you are building a weather forecasting application, and there you have to check some condition, and based on that you have to forecast the weather. So in that case also you can use this decision making, that is conditional statement, to check some condition and then forecast the weather based on that condition. Or suppose you want to define whether a day is hot day or cold day based on some temperature. So in that case also you can check for the current temperature is whether greater than some threshold value or it is less than or equal to some threshold value. Based on that you can define whether it is a hot day or cold day. So if whenever you want to do some condition check, you can use this decision making a statement. So based on that condition you want to perform some decision, like some operation has to be performed. So in that case you can use this decision making statement in Python. Now let's see the coding example of it. So for that we'll launch Jupyter notebook that we have installed using Anaconda distribution. Okay, so now we have this Anaconda, this Jupyter notebook launched, and now we'll create a new notebook, and then we'll give a name, suitable name like decision statements. And now suppose I have two number a equal to 5 and b equal to 3, and I want to check which is greater. So for this purpose, and we want to check which is greater and print if a is greater, then print a is greater or b is greater. Okay, so in this case I'll say if a is greater than b, then say this print a is greater. Okay, or then we can have one more if condition where we'll check if b is b greater than a, then print b is greater. Okay, so now let's run this cell and see what is the output. So it say a is greater. So we have used here, first we are checking whether a is greater than b, means if it is that, then it will print, it will come over here and print this line of code. Otherwise this condition will be checked and then again it will print. Okay, so one thing you have, you notice here, after this line of code, that is a statement, you have to give this colon over here, and you have to indent it properly. So if you don't indent it, if you give some code like this, then it will not be treated for this. So let's run this, what is happening. So you see this is a indented error, means it is a expected a indented block. So you have to indent it properly. Okay, so now if you see it is indented properly. So in Python, you whenever you're writing a script like something like this, then you have to indent your code properly, otherwise you will get some error like this. Okay, so now If you run this, it will give proper output. So now instead of using two if condition like this, you can use another decision making statement that is called if else. So we'll say here if A is greater than B colon print A is greater, otherwise else print B is greater. Now see, we are getting the same output. Now suppose I change the value of B to 6 and run this cell, and now here you are getting B is greater, and here we'll run this cell. Now you see B is greater. So you can, instead of having this two condition check, you can check for if it is not, if this condition is not satisfying, means it will come to this else part. And you can also choose multiple if else inside a if block. So suppose we have one more variable called c, and c equal to, it is 9, and you want to check which one is greater. So for that purpose you can use a nested if else. So let's see how. So first thing is that we'll take this part, and in this we'll see if a is greater than b, then we'll check, we'll have another if condition, we'll have one more if check whether a is greater than b. Okay, whether a is greater than c, and then we'll say print a is greater. Okay, in this case also we'll do the same thing. If b is greater than c, print, and the indentation is most important in this case, print b is greater, else print c is greater, here also else print c is greater. Okay, now let's run this. Now you say c is greater because a is having 5, b is having 6, and c is having 9, so c is greater. So you can nest the if else condition inside another if else condition. Okay, this is just to demonstrate the nested if else statements. Okay, so whenever you want to perform some decision making operation, that is you want to perform some operation based on some condition, at that time you can use decision making statements like if else, or nested if else. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button,